tục chương trình hôm nay, Hành Lê xin được nhận diện những quý vị khách mời đặc biệt ngày hôm nay đã có mặt, là cụ Vũ Hoàng, là cựu chủ tịch của cộng đồng Việt Nam Nam Cali, và phu nhân, cũng như ông Nguyễn Văn Tánh, chủ tịch Hội Điện ảnh Văn hóa Quốc tế tại New York, và linh mục Nguyễn Thanh, ông Lê Ngọc Diệp, Liên minh Dân chủ Việt Nam, ông Nguyễn Hòa, chủ tịch cộng đồng giám sát cộng đồng Việt Nam Nam Cali, bác sĩ Võ Đình Hữu, chủ tịch cộng đồng đại biểu cộng đồng Việt Nam Liên bang Hoa Kỳ, và cuối cùng là ông Phan Thanh Châu, Việt Nam Quốc dân Đảng Trung ương.
I'd like to take this time to introduce to you Richard Boykin, who was involved with the bridging of the gap. This is a movie that shows what really happened, and it wasn't the pre-programmed dots that we saw in the news every day, and the pre-programmed dots we see today.
My name is Rich Botkin. I'm a Marine, but I did not serve in Vietnam. I'm here to just tell you, there's nothing I can teach you. There's so many people in the audience here. We have hundreds, maybe thousands of years of service for freedom and suffering for freedom. In this group, especially among our Vietnamese brothers and sisters, people paid a tremendous price for their freedom. There's nothing I can teach you. But what I want to share briefly is what I've learned, especially from my Vietnamese brothers and sisters, and that is, it's impossible to overstate how evil communism is. It's impossible. We talk about ISIS today, but ISIS is nothing compared to what the communists did. In addition to Vietnam, 100 to 110 million people died because of communism in the last century, and there are many times that number of victims. So it's just impossible to overstate that. The problem that we have today, the problem that we're facing with our film, our goal was to change the way the world remembers the Vietnam War, because the way it's being remembered now is incorrect. And I want to say this to the American veterans: there is no expiration date on your oath of allegiance. Your service isn't done. We need you. And same with our American Vietnamese family. We need you to step up, because the world is not remembering the Vietnam War correctly. And if we don't battle for the truth soon, it's going to be the communist version that gets remembered, because that's what's taught in our schools, that's what the media talks about. That will become the truth if we don't fight. So join us, if you will, to correct this truth. Do this for your children, do this for your grandchildren. Their freedom came at high price that you all paid. We can't give up. We can't surrender. And I would just say, never give up. Never.
Thank you so much. And we also recognize anh Joseph Hiếu cũng là một trong những diễn viên trong bộ phim Ride the Thunder. Xin mời anh.
Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of all our Vietnamese people in America and all over the world, we do appreciate, thank to all American veterans who fought our country. I spent 1 month working as an actor, working as a soldier, and prisoner of war, being kept in prison, which they call re-education camp. 1 month, I felt the pain, I felt the suffering. Then I realized my uncles, my fathers, our friends, US soldiers, how much they've been through. So here, I have only a few words. We feel your pain, we love you, and we respect you. Thank you.
Thưa quý vị, Hạnh Lê xin rất là trân trọng được giới thiệu tới quý vị một người khách rất là đặc biệt ngày hôm nay, đó là bà Lorita Sanchez cũng có mặt trong ngày hôm nay, và Hạnh Lê xin mời bà Lorita Sanchez cùng lên sân khấu để chúng honor Miss Craig Gillespie. I would like to introduce Miss Lorita Sanchez. for presenting the honor on the Craig Gillespie. Thank you. Xin kính chào quý vị. Hello everybody. I first want to begin to recognize the Vietnamese community of Southern California and our Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 1024 for organizing this event today. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I started in the House of Representatives almost 20 years ago today. At the time, right before I was elected, I had someone in our Vietnamese American community say to me, "How do you think you can represent our community?" And I said, "We too suffered the war in Vietnam. We Americans suffered with you." There were many people I know who didn't come back from that war. There are so many names on that black granite in Washington, D.C. Many names, by the way, of people that I knew who were in my family, whose names are there. And that is why every time when I go into the United States House of Representatives, the People's House, to cast a vote about war or defense or national security, it is to that wall that I go to contemplate how best to serve democracy, freedom, and those people outside of the United States also who look to us to set the standard of what to do. Many died, and we worked hard on the MIA issue there. Many died there with no knowledge for families of what really happened or where they are. No one to grieve, no grave to go to. We feel the pain. We feel the pain. And this community, especially the Vietnamese American community of Orange County, has been so good to me for 20 years. And I thank you. I thank you all for having taught me how to fight. And we will continue that fight. Thank you for acknowledging the price Americans paid in that war. Some who have come back and still feel the pain. I am married to a colonel retired from the U.S. Army. And I see his physical scars, but I also see the scars that some others don't see, that to this day hurt him. And so I say to our veterans, thank you. Your service, from my standpoint, continues to be outstanding for democracy and for freedom for us here, especially in America. And that is why I continue to be honored to serve on the Armed Services Committee in the Congress. That is why every night, sometimes I shed a tear. My youngest son was just commissioned a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. That's 3 generations of officers, U.S. Army service. And as a mother
I know what awaits him. I am proud, but I worry too. Today it is my honor to ask the family of Greg Gillespie to please come up here. Oh, I'm looking behind now. As many of you know, Betty, his wife, and Joseph, his son, but you knew of Greg's work, working on the cemetery. The cemetery, the veterans who are working on the cemetery meet in my office. So my staff gives me an update every time they're there. Aside from the cemetery, Greg, of course, worked on the Red Shirt Day, and to remind all of us, those men and women who have served this country with such honor. And I know that sometimes it may not be politically correct, but in God we do trust. And I've always felt that way, and I'm so glad that Greg felt that way. And so it's my honor today to present you in, not because of his memory, but in the service that we saw, and in the service that continues today because of him. So Betty, I present to you a flag flown over the United States Capitol. And I have a certificate of congressional recognition from the United States Congress. I join with Congress and the people of the 46th District to recognize the service, Greg's service, in the United States Navy. His heroism is commendable. His service here, stateside, is commendable. His lifelong dedication to serving our nation, his memory will continue to live in our hearts and in our minds forever. And Joseph, thank you for sharing Greg with all of us. We are deeply honored.
Thank you. And our very special guest today, I would like to invite Miss Kimberly Ho, who ran for City Council of Westminster. Và thưa quý vị, cho một tràng pháo tay cho người khách mời rất đặc biệt hôm nay, đó là bà Kimberly Ho, là người đang tranh cử cho chức nghị viên thành phố Westminster.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to stand up here today to speak. I really didn't expect to have this honor. Thank you so much for all the things that our veterans, American and Vietnamese alike, what you have done for us to give us the freedom. In 1975, where was I? Being a daughter of a colonel of the Republic of Vietnam, South Vietnam, I was very sheltered from the war. I learned much about the war when I came here in 1975 in junior high and high school, and looking back, I really appreciated the Vietnamese as well as the American veterans. I am so deeply honored to be here at the event, Bridging the Gap. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Betty Gillespie and Greg Gillespie for the short time that I knew him. And thank you, Betty, for carrying on Greg's wishes to have this event today. Again, Kimberly, rất cảm ơn tất cả quý vị đã cho Kimberly một cơ hội này hôm nay để đứng lên trên sân khấu Bridging the Gap để cảm ơn tất cả người Mỹ cũng như là người Việt Nam của chúng ta đã hy sinh xương máu cho để tranh đấu cho tự do của chúng ta, và hiện nay chúng ta cũng tiếp tục tranh đấu cho tự do, dân chủ và dân quyền cho những người ở quốc nội. Rất cảm ơn quý vị đã cho tôi Kim Ly cái cơ hội này, và cũng không ngờ đạt được cơ hội để đứng lên hôm nay để nói chuyện cùng quý vị. Rất cảm ơn, và một lần nữa Kim Ly rất mong đây là cái cơ hội để chúng ta có thể đoàn kết và để show cái appreciation cho những người đã hy sinh, người Việt Nam cũng như là người Mỹ. Thank you so much, American veterans, for everything that you've done. Okay.
Và chúng tôi xin mời vị khách mời cuối cùng của chương trình, đó là ông Trương Ngãi Vinh, là Chủ tịch Cộng đồng Việt Nam Nam California.
Thank you. All people speak everything already, so I just want to be here, and once again, thank you very much for each of you coming here to thanks Americans, veterans, and Vietnamese veterans who fought for freedom in South Vietnam. And again, thank you very much for coming here today, and we please show with us for the next year too. We have this one again next year, Preaching the Gap. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that is the president of Vietnamese community of Southern California, Mr. Ngãi Vinh. But thank you so much for coordinate the whole program so that we have Bridging the Gap today. Sau đây chúng tôi xin chính thức tiến hành nghi lễ Bridging the Gap. Xin quý vị cùng đứng lên để chúng ta bắt đầu celebrating Bridging the Gap today. Please stand.
This time, we'd like to have the Vietnamese soldiers and the American veteran soldiers line up.
Chúng tôi xin
I got to figure out which one's my military left.
Chúng tôi xin kính mời tất cả những cựu chiến binh Việt Nam đứng về phía bên tay phải
American
của
veterans
sân khấu.
over here, on this side, Vietnamese on this side over here.
Vietnamese on this side, American on this side. Facing this way.
So tất cả những cựu chiến binh Việt Nam xin đứng phía bên tay phải của sân khấu, và cựu chiến binh Mỹ sẽ đứng bên tay trái của sân khấu.
Come on, you guys. We're hand in hand here. Hello. My back. Okay. Well, actually, hi, how are you?
My former veterans, this is a social event to honor the program Bridge the Gap. So what we are to do is the American veterans would be stand on the right side, and then the Vietnamese would be on the left. The family also go to shake hands. So we show up that you're together.
I kind of feel like a race driver that's going too fast. Out of control here. If this is a photo op, this is fine for people, but When it comes to the bridging of the gap, it's for veterans. Veterans are the ones that paid the price for this.
Vietnamese không có, chỉ có người lính thôi. Không đâu, nên là hai chúng ta. We are presenting
lính Mỹ đứng bên đây hai hàng để mình xếp hai hàng để mình ghép together. Đứng hai dòng vậy mình lên nha. Tất cả những cựu chiến binh Việt Nam đứng bên đây giờ mình lên nha. Mình ở đâu có là đứng ngay đây rồi họ sẽ nhìn qua mình.
Rồi mình nhìn qua họ phải thứ hai vậy.
Các chú xếp hàng bên này và hết qua thầy
Tại vì
nhưng mà bây giờ thế này là lúc nào mới là cánh đây tối nay hay sao hay là giờ nào nhưng mà bây giờ còn tối này đi anh để tôi xuống đây nói chuyện bên chùa Điều Hưng
giờ phải qua tới đây là để gặp ông thứ hai với giúp thứ hai không
để coi đi
nhiều tắt chẳng mới đâu đâu 2 giờ chiều lúc này tối
bán được 3-4 bạn bữa nay phải đi nữa.
Tình chiến sĩ cùng chúng tôi để có một bài văn nghệ cho tất cả
Bây giờ quý vị có thể trở về chỗ ngồi để chúng ta thưởng thức tiếp về chương trình văn nghệ. It's an honor for me being here, and I want to say thank you America and the soldiers who sacrificed for Vietnamese people and our country and help us to be here a better life. And once again, I want to thank you, American.
Big hand, please. Thank you.
Và sau đây kính mời quý vị nghe một bài hát về một người lính Việt Nam Cộng Hòa với tựa đề là Ai nói với em.
Other than Marines were in Vietnam, all the Army's the only one there. Yeah, we came in to help the Army out. Because every time we left, we had to go get the Army. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for coming to get me.
Và mời tất cả các cô trong ban nhạc chúng ta cùng lên đây để chuẩn bị cho bài hát kế tiếp.
Attention. After this, we're going to have a flag folding ceremony. And we'd like you to join in because this flag is tremendously huge and we need all the help from everybody to fold it. Yeah, go ahead. Please don't leave yet.
Ai nói với em nếu anh là lính không biết nói yêu mỗi khi gần em. Ai nói với em nói với em lính không sống không có trái tim lòng say ai nói với em không như đàn đã yêu bướm ghen tình thầm muôn kia vẫn yêu nói chi ngàn năm vì lính đã yêu dừng bàn nỗi nhớ tình tròn cũng thành muôn thuở bao la.
quý vị đừng rời khỏi phát ngày hôm nay, bởi vì chúng tôi còn có ceremony để phone những phát ngay sau chương trình văn nghệ.
bao la như lòng đại dương.
Please be seated. We are going to celebrate the ceremony for folding the flag. Xin quý vị an toàn để chúng ta bắt đầu nghi lễ gấp cờ.
Here are the Navy Sea Cadets. They'll be here helping us fold the flag at the flag folding ceremony.
Chúng tôi cần rất nhiều những quý vị để giúp chúng tôi trong nghi lễ fold flag gấp cờ, thưa quý vị.
I want to thank all of you for coming, but today we would like to pay tribute to all of the police and the fire department and all the civilians who volunteered during 9/11 in New York. A lot of them lost their lives and continue to have complications from that. So what we're asking is that everybody join us over here on the lawn, and we have a huge flag, and we'd like you all to take place in folding it in honor of those people. So please, over here.
You want to line it up here?
Our naval cadets are going to, we're going to do it on the lawn.
Okay.
We want everybody who wants to participate, please come. It's a 25 by 30 foot flag. It'll accommodate a lot of people.
This side or this side?
Janice is going to explain the folding of the flag. Janice is going to explain the folding of the flag.
The flag folding ceremony represents the same religious principles on which our great country was originally founded. The portion of the flag denoting honor is the canton of blue containing the stars representing states our veterans served in uniform. The canton field of blue dresses from left to right and is inverted only when draped as a pall in the casket of a veteran who has served our country honorably in uniform. The U.S. Armed Forces at the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning it was brought out, and at the ceremony of reveille, run aloft as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the body. The symbols for the folds of the flag. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature as American citizens trusting in God. It is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well as in times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country for the words of Stephen Decatur, our country in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is within our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he too has given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since he or she was first born. The 11th fold, in the eyes of Hebrew citizens, represents the lower portion of the seal of the King of David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God we trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it has the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones and were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the U.S. Armed Forces, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we enjoy today.
Thank you very much.
Nó xe nhiều Yes, twice. Twice, 3 times. Rock and roll. Thì bắt đầu họ cúng lại. Họ cúng theo kiểu cảm giác. Cúng theo kiểu là ai đứng chỗ nào người ta tự cúng đi, để cho mấy người đó ta cúng đi. Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ những video hấp dẫn.